Again, welcome back to Global Associates video lecture series. Today, I'm planning to talk about IAS 12. IAS 12 is accounting for income taxes. So, I'm planning to talk about IAS 12, which is this. And especially, IAS 12 again is a vast topic and which may need quite a bit of more time. So, I'm splitting the discussion area into several stages. Today, precisely, I thought of taking up the theory discussions of deferred tax. Deferred tax is one of the major area where in these exams, especially ACCA F7 and SBR, in these two exams, they test mainly deferred tax. And deferred tax also leading to some confusing areas for the students. So I thought I would provide certain light to get some understanding better on deferred tax. So IAS 12 is the accounting standards dealing with accounting for deferred tax, and that has certain definitions. So we have definitions for deferred tax liabilities, deferred tax assets, taxable temporary difference, deductible temporary difference, and tax base. So these five terms we need to have a solid understanding as to what the meanings of this. So let's take one by one. So the first one, let me take. Let me bring it out here. Deferred tax. As you know, from our general understanding, we also do have something called current tax. So what is current tax is from our income tax department for our profits, for our profit that we arrive, this profit we need to pay certain amount of taxes. So that tax is paid based on a tax rate. So we have to have a tax rate, any given tax rate, like for example, they may say 20%. So this is the prevailing tax rate given by the income tax department. And from an accountant's point of view, the accountant, what he will do, he will prepare a profit and loss account. A profit and loss account will be produced by the accountant, and he will arrive the profit before tax. He will arrive the profit before tax. This profit is known as accountant's profit or accounting profit. This profit is known as accountants or accounting profit, and on that then the accountant need to arrive the tax, need to arrive a tax, and that tax based on a percentage of the profit before tax he has to arrive. Let's say here the tax rate is 20%, then he may have to multiply this. At this situation, what generally happens is the profit arrived by accountant's profit, and the when we tend to submit this, when we tend to submit this to the tax department, they may not accept the calculations we accountants made on behalf of arriving the tax. So therefore, the tax department has certain rules. Tax department has certain rules, and that rules will include certain things and exclude certain things which the accountants used when he arriving the accounting profit. So tax reconciliation exercise we may have to do from accounting profit. From accounting profit, we need to arrive something called taxable profit. This exercise is actually technical details that is governed by the tax law. And elsewhere in a different subject, you will study about that. So now there will be certain things we will add and certain things we will subtract, and accordingly we will arrive the taxable profit. And from this taxable profit, the tax rate the tax rate that we said that 20%, we will multiply for this. Let's say this is 1000 for example, and you multiply by 20%, you arrive 200, and that 200 you bring it down here. So that is the normal calculation for current tax, and that's not necessarily the topic that we are planning to talk about in this today's video lesson. So what is the difference between current tax and deferred tax would be the current tax is a liability to be paid to the to be paid to the to be paid to the department. That is to be paid to the department. The current tax a liability to be paid to the, whereas deferred tax is either a liability or an asset, and it's a book entry, to smooth out the tax expense in our P&L. So this is what the deferred tax is. So now let's try to find out so this is the some interpretation of the deferred tax, and this deferred tax, as you see here, has deferred tax liabilities and deferred tax assets. So before we talk about these two, we try to understand, before we talk about these two, both deferred tax assets and deferred tax liabilities, we tend to try to understand something called the differences. There would be, you see, now as I said, when from accountants profit to tax department profit, there is a difference, either minus or a plus. There is a difference. So this is known as, you could say, tax computation or calculation difference. Now this difference could be divided into two. One is permanent difference, and second one is timing, sorry, not timing, temporary difference. So this temporary difference, in other words, we call it timing difference. Now let's try to understand what is the permanent difference. Example, according to the tax law, the donations, charity, and the type of entertainment expenses will not be allowed for the purpose of tax calculation. So this will not be reversed when you are computing your taxable profit. So these are known as permanent difference. This will only be adjusted once, and this won't be reversed. Any the adjustments be used in arriving taxable profit from accountant's profit, which will not be reversed again, them are known as permanent differences. So they are known as permanent difference. So the permanent difference here, example you could take, one is entertainment expense, and number two, donations or charity. This doesn't have any approval, or it's not from an approved charity, not from approved charity. So these are some examples for permanent differences. When we doing adjustment, see, I have the accounting profit, I have this number, and if I have deducted or subtracted those permanent differences, like I have subtracted entertainment expense, that entertainment expense I will add back in arriving the taxable profit. But remember, I will not be reversing this in the future. This won't be reversed in the future. So that's what I mean permanent difference. That's clear. Now we move on to temporary difference. The temporary difference, these differences also part of the adjustments between accounting profit and taxable profit. But those are temporary in nature, which will reverse later, and that is also known as timing differences. So example, let's say I have the accounting profits here. I have the accounting profits here, and I have the accounting depreciation. According to IAS 16, we calculate depreciation, and that depreciation expense we arrive. Let's say the depreciation life is 20%, for example. So 1/5 of the asset value we will depreciate, and that depreciation has already been subtracted in arriving the accounting profit. So we have to add back this. But the tax department does not agree with the depreciation that has been calculated by the accounting department. They have their own way of calculating the depreciation. Let's say they say that only 3 years. So the tax depreciation, or sometimes we call it capital allowance. The capital allowance is one example of this tax depreciation, and let's say maybe 1/3 or 33.33%, and that tax depreciation you have to subtract in arriving the taxable profit. Now if you note in this situation here, now this situation here, now this number and this number will tend to reverse between each other. So that's what we mean timing difference. Timing difference. So these timing differences are two types. Or in other words, temporary difference. Temporary differences are two types. One is taxable temporary difference. Other one is deductible temporary difference. Now, what do you mean by taxable temporary difference and what do you mean by deductible temporary difference? Let's go back. So, the deferred tax. So, we have the deferred tax here. Now, this deferred tax, as we said, one we have deferred tax liability, other one is deferred tax asset. So, if you see the diagram that I have drawn now, so if you have a taxable temporary difference, and that then will result into deferred tax liability. That will result into deferred tax liability. And if you have a deductible temporary difference, and that will result into deferred tax asset. So now we go back to the definition. So the definition here, see, we have, these are the definitions. If you closely watch, deferred tax liabilities are the amounts of income taxes payable in future periods in respect of taxable temporary difference. Now, these definitions are from IAS 12. Deferred tax assets are the amounts of income taxes recoverable in future periods. The liability, income taxes payable in future periods, whereas deferred tax assets are the amounts of income taxes recoverable in future periods in respect of three items: deductible temporary difference, carry forward unused losses, and carry forward unused credits. Let's try to understand that. Now we have, now here, one is carried forward. Now we go down. Yeah, let's look into here. So one is carried forward unused losses. Now let's say we have a period here, 2016, 2017 and 2018. Now we are preparing accounts for this period. And when we end up the accounting for 16, I have a tax loss of 200. And if I can carry forward this tax loss for future periods, and that is one reason for us to have deferred tax or temporary what you call deductible temporary difference. The second reason is when we have deferred tax assets, that will also due to deductible temporary difference. And the third one is carried forward unused tax credits. Like now, if you have made some advance payment or beforehand payment to department, and which you could deduct in the future, and those are known as tax credits. So either due to deferred tax assets, or due to the carried forward tax losses, or due to the carried forward unused credits, you will have deductible temporary difference. Whereas taxable temporary difference is due to when you have deferred tax liability. So then we talk about temporary difference are differences between the carrying amount of an asset or liability in the statement of financial position and its tax base. Now we talk about this now. Now carrying amount. Carrying amount from IA 16, we know that cost minus accumulated depreciation. Sometimes you also include impairment. Now let's say our cost is 1000, accumulated depreciation is 400, so the carrying amount is 600. So the carrying amount is cost minus accumulated depreciation. So that is that. On the other hand, what is tax base? The tax base is, let's look into the definition here. Tax base of an asset or liability is the amount attributed to that asset or liability for the tax purposes. Now, in other words, to keep simple, the tax base is the tax net book value of asset or liability. In the sense, let's say you have an asset, the cost is 1000, whereas the tax depreciation is 500. Now, if you note here, accounting depreciation is 400, but the tax depreciation according to the tax department is 500. So we have a tax net book value of 500. Then this is what the tax base is. So now we understood temporary difference, then taxable temporary difference, deductible temporary difference, and deferred tax. These are some definitions. So let's go back. So we talked about this, we talked about this, we talked about this, and we talked about this. Now what is tax base? That is the carrying value of an asset or liability based on the tax rules of different jurisdiction. That means in different countries, whatever the tax law is, or when calculating the carrying value using the tax rules instead IFRS. So that is what I have just said to you all now. And deferred tax, it's not a tax liability to be paid to the tax department. Instead, a tax adjustment in the financial statement. So that also you need to understand well. This will smooth out the overall tax charge in the financial statement. So that is what the expectation of the computing deferred tax. Then we will use one example here. An asset was purchased for 1500 and the accounting carrying value is 1000. That means there would be accumulated depreciation of 500. And tax written down value, they said that tax accumulated depreciation is 900. So as a result, tax written down value is 600. In other words, the tax base is 600. So therefore, now we can calculate the timing difference between the accounting carrying value and the tax carrying value. So that is 1000 minus 600. So we then have 400. And in this example, they said the tax rate is 25%. So accordingly, so deferred tax liability will be 100. And I will go through one more slide and then I will end up this video, and we will continue with the detailed example in my next session. Just bear with me. All right. So takes a bit of time. Yeah. Okay. Now this is some examples to work out and understand the text base. So here state the tax base of each of the following assets and any temporary differences arising. First one, a machine cost 10,000 and has a carrying amount of 8,000. Carrying amount is the accounting carrying amount. For tax purposes, depreciation of 3,000 has already been deducted. So accordingly, the tax written down value will be, the tax written down value will be so 10,000 minus 3,000. So the tax written down value 7,000. This is tax. Accounting written down value is 8,000. So there is a temporary difference of 1,000. And this is temporary difference. And this is tax base. So that is the answer for this question. Next one. Interest issuable has a carrying amount of 1,000. The related interest revenue will be taxed on a cash basis. So here there is no tax base for this scenario because the interest issuable has a carrying amount of 1,000 and they're going to charge taxes based on the how much they have received interest. So tax base will be 0. Accordingly, time indifference will be here. Time indifference will be so interest receivable 1,000, tax base 0. So therefore time indifference 1,000. So that is the second answer. Third one, trade receivables have a carrying amount of 10,000. The related revenue has already been included in taxable profit. So here, trade receivables, accounting trade receivable is 10,000, and tax purpose also 10,000, meaning the tax base is 10,000. So time indifference 0. That's the third one. Last one. A loan receivable has a carrying amount of 1 million. The repayment of the loan will have no tax consequence. So that again, tax base is 0. Therefore, yeah, tax base is 0 here. So loan receivable 1 million, and what they say here, so the tax base for loan receivable tax base is 1 million, because that is already part of the tax computation. Accordingly, time indifference 0. So with that, I conclude this video, and please do continuously follow my video channel. So YouTube channel, you will get more related videos. Thank you very much.